Hello, hello. How about now? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello, hello, hello. Oh, sorry. Okay, if you can hear me, we will move on. Okay? Okay, let's move on. There are gonna be 4 sections in the first section. We will take a quick look at Cisco certifications so that you can have a general understanding about it. And right after that, we will check some details about our CCIE Security Lab Service contents. And what's next, I will explain the lab demos and current updates to you and give you some preparation tips as well. It will help you a lot, and I also believe this is the exact part you are most interested in. In the last section, it's about question and answer. You can let me know your final questions here if there be any. And hopefully all of you can get the needed info in this live stream. Before we start, you can join our group and ping our admin to get free demo and other study materials. Also, you can check with us for more info there. Okay, you can do it now. Alright, if you haven't joined the group yet, you can do that later. And now let's jump right in. As you can see, Cisco certifications have 4 levels: entry, associate, professional, and expert. So you can choose 1 or 2 or more according to your needs, but please concentrate on only one each time. Here we select the one named CCIE Security, and we will discuss more details about it. To earn CCIE Security certification, you need to pass 2 exams, the qualifying exam and the lab exam. The first one, which is also called written exam, and you can see the exam code here. It is a 120-minute exam being with around 100 questions containing multiple choice, single answer, multiple choice, multiple answers, drag and drop, 3 types of questions. As long as you have memorized all the answers correctly, it will be very easy to pass this exam. And after passing the written exam, we will get to the second one, CCIE Security version 6 lab exam. Hello, welcome new members. And we will discuss more details about it in the lab demo section later. Here are the topics related to written exam, as you can see, including 6 domains. And you can expand each item below to view related exam topics. Also, you can check the content details for each domain on Cisco Learning Network website, and you can download a PDF file there. And obviously, that will be much more convenient for you to check all the contents. For preparing this exam, we will provide you VCE server to practice all questions by emulating the real exam, which will make you very easy to understand and master it. Normally, 1 or 2 weeks should be enough to get all questions ready. We will also keep following the latest info about this exam and update the solution in real time to ensure that you can get fully prepared for it. The lab exam is an 8-hour hands-on exam that requires candidates to implement the following things: plan, design, deploy, operate, and optimize network security solutions in order to protect your network. And here are the topics related to lab exam. 5 domains. The first one is about ASA firewall and FMMC. Next generation IPS and zone-based firewall. This is the first domain content. And the second one is about virtual private networks and Cisco chipset. And the third one, it's about dynamic ARP inspection and syslog. Also NetFlow as well. And the fourth domain is about identity service engine, and mostly we call it AAA authentication or AAA authentication. And the last one is about web security appliance and email security appliance. Also, advanced malware protection and Stewardship. All right. And same like written exam, you can also check the content details for each domain on Cisco Learning Network and download the PDF file. The lab exam format has been changed as well. In the last version, which was version 5, it was containing 3 modules. The first one, troubleshooting, and the second one, diagnostic, and the third one, configuration. But now in version 6, only 2 modules. And the first one is called design, and the second one we simply name it DOO, which means deploy, operate, and optimize. Design is very similar to the written exam, being with 32 questions. There will be scenarios provided in email conversation between Cisco engineer and customer on the exam. You will have 3 hours to read the resources, and it's fixed time, 3 hours. As long as you aim the design exam, the 3 hours end. And you can take good use of the full 3 hours to read the resources, do some analysis, and finally answer the questions. And one special attention is that you cannot go back to the previous question once you submit and move to the next one, which means no backward navigation. So once you submit and move to the next one, you can now re-edit the answer for the previous questions. This is also the same situation in written exam. And same like written exam, we also provide VCE server for you to practice all these questions. And DOO is being with 24 questions in total. 5 of them are choice questions, very easy stuff. You just need to select the option answers as written exam or design, and the rest 19 questions are configuration tasks. 2 of them are kind of the troubleshooting tasks in version 5. You will need to find out the wrong points and correct them in order to make the tasks work. And you have 4 hours to complete all tasks. To pass the exam, candidates need to score higher than the aggregated pass score of both modules and score higher than the minimum score set on each of the modules individually. You can refer to the following: 60% may be the minimum score, and 80% maybe the aggregated pass score. Alright, now we come to the Cisco certification roadmaps. Apparently, it is showing you that how things will be going on and when the change will take place, so that you can make a plan properly according to it. As we can see that the exam will be changed soon, and the update exam will be firstly tested on October 20, 2023. So less than 2 months are left for us to pass this exam. It is really very limited time, but no worries, you will have enough time to get it done with our help. Just join us at the soonest. So do you have any questions about this section? If there be any, feel free to let me know. Any questions? Alright, if no more questions, we will move to the next session. After knowing how the exam looks like, now we will take a look at the security lab service providing to you. As you can see in the chart, this is a 3-month service being with workbooks, videos, and guideline files, as well as recs. And you have 150 hours to accept the rest. And also tutor support. Normally, 3 months should be enough to prepare this exam, as candidates usually finish the preparation within that time and pass the exam smoothly. Some candidates can even do that around 1 month, so no more hesitation, just join us and get started immediately. Here you can see there are 2 sets for design and DOO each. This is the first set, and this is the second set for design, and this is the first one for DOO, and the second one we name it DOO updates. By far, the new design show up in Beijing, Singapore, Bangalore, and Dubai. And while the new DOO show up in Sydney, Bangalore, Johannesburg, St. Joe's, Mexico, and Richardson. But that happened more than half a year ago, and now many locations are back to have the old version, which means Design 1 and DOO 1. Like Sydney and Johannesburg, St. Joe's, Mexico, Richardson, and you can see some past reports later in these locations. They are all getting Design 1 and DOO 1. Also, recently, maybe you have already heard that there was a new design. The first one showed up in Dubai. And yes, that's true. We will have good news for that one soon. Maybe 1 week or up to 2 weeks. Before that, we do not recommend you going to Dubai for the exam. And kindly wait for our updates. And for the other locations, as we said, our materials are very good and all 4 sceneries can get passes in those locations. So no need to worry about that. Once we get the updates about the first design, you can go to Dubai for exam soon as well. Okay, materials will be shared phase by phase. And now we will deliver them into only 2 phases. Skip phase 2 and phase 3 was skipped. And once you finish phase 1, we will move to phase 4. Phase 4 is the final solution for D001. And you can see these are all the tasks except design. Design is previously we added in phase 3. So try your best to achieve the goal in each phase with 100% following our steps. And you can see that phase 1 is the most difficult part, being with most configuration tasks. Once you master that, which means you can finish all those tasks around 3 hours with getting expected outputs. And then all the rest phases can be done within 2 weeks or even less. And we also have created a video for each task, which will do great help to your preparation, and you can master each task easier by following that. For interconnect, and candidates usually said they are very helpful. Our practice environment is almost the same as the test room environment, which ensures the high pass rate. We have 3 types of RAS which with substantial quantity for you to practice. They are very good RAS because many candidates said that our RAS are better than exam RAS after they took the exam. Since materials are shared phase by phase, so the racks will be opened in phases accordingly. Normally, the 152 hours will be allocated as below. 40 hours for double file 16 and 40 hours for double file 12, and the remaining hours for double file 12 being without AMP and DNA center, these 2 devices. And flexible adjustment can also be made according to your specific situation or needs. Remember that RAS are mainly for verifying the solution, not just for practice. As all tasks can be practiced through head, and many candidates could pass the exam with using only a half of the 152 hours. So if you can understand this point very well, you can also pass the exam easily. The full RAS are being with 4-hour and 8-hour sessions, and they will be opened for you once you finish phase 1 study. These 2 RAS are for final practice before you take the exam. The minimum requirement here in practice is to complete all tasks with getting expected outputs around 3 hours and a half. You may ask why, and we will tell you that the time here practice on our RAS may be equal to the 5 hours on the exam due to the latency of the rack there. As we mentioned previously, many candidates reported that our RAS are better than exam RAS. So as long as you can do that, arrange 1 or 2 sessions, finish off the task, and inform us to check everything for you. And the non-full rest are being with 2-hour and 4-hour sessions. This will be more flexible for you to arrange the time for practice. And you will start with this rep for phase 1 practice first. As mentioned before, 72 hours will be assigned to this rep by default, so take good use of them and try to master the task good enough with the hours. Before working on rest, ensure that you have already got familiar with more tasks, not just one or two, and we strongly suggest you spend more time on memorizing the solution rather than working on the rest, as that will be much more efficient. And here is the only one difference on pause between our rest and exam rest. Exam rests are being with two types, 5512 and 5516. And these are our reg types. You will be assigned one of them randomly when taking the exam. On our rest, you just need to follow the info provided here and then configure it correctly. That's enough. Here is a quick load for our rest. You will only need to complete all tasks through these two programs, MT-PuTTY and RDP. And they are very easy to proceed. On the exam, Cisco provides only one entrance by combining these two programs. Only one entrance. Through it, you can access this device and PCs. About tutor support, we will try our best to clear your doubts by answering your questions, and we will also follow your preparation progress as well as help you do some troubleshooting on the sessions if needed. And what's more, we will evaluate your performance by checking your homework right on the red before you take the exam to ensure everything is in good position. And we will also keep you posted about the latest exam info and feedback. Our final goal is to help you to make an adequate preparation at last, so that you can easily pass the exam even in the first attempt. Here are some guideline files indicating how to get started and how to continue the preparation until you achieve the goal. And you will find more details once you get started with us. Okay, any question about this section? Let me know, please. Anybody has any question? Okay, if no more question, let's move on. Now you know our lab service as well, and next I will explain the lab demos and updates to you with some tips. And definitely it will be very helpful for you. This is the physical topology for layer 2 connection, and yes, obviously this is the one for 5512 rack being with this port type. Oh, sorry. It's for physical ASA. This is for 5512, and another one should be for 5516. If you have already know something about routing and switching technology, you can understand this content easily. It is about VLAN assignments under relative interface. Very easy stuff. You can see there are only 6 devices presenting here, and these 6 devices are physical equipment. All the other devices are virtual devices installed on an ESXi server running virtualization platform, which is connecting to physical switch 1. But on our rest, we are using only one physical switch 2, functioning as switch 1 and switch 2 for each layer. You may ask why. Because there is no permission for accessing switch 1 in exam, so we make it that way. Alright. And this is the logical topology presenting all devices. As you can see, there are 2 management networks. The first one and the second one. These 2 are management networks, and many other infrastructure networks. You need to know where the traffic flows lead to by analyzing the requirements for each question. Also, you will need to understand the dependence between the tasks as well, and this is very important to help you understand the solution. And here you can see ISE and this one FMC MGIPS, and this one next generation IPS, and WSA, ESA, also AMP, DNA center, NTP server, and AD server, and DNS server. And this is management PC. And here mail server, 2 mail server, and a test simulator. And the other side, FMC, FTD, and FTD, 2 FTDs, and still watch FMC and FC and SMMC, two devices, two components. In order to get familiar with the topology, you need to memorize all networks and IP address, as well as the position of all devices matching to each task. For example, FTD1 and FTD2, they are located here, FTD1 and FTD2, which is for side-to-side IPsec virtual private network, VPN. And then familiarize yourself with the requirements and solution of each task by reading the workbook, as well as watching the videos before you verify it on the rest. As mentioned before, it is only about the familiarity method, nothing more, as you can practice all tasks in head without rest if you can understand this point. And as long as you can do that, which means you have got familiar enough with the solution. As a result, your accuracy as well as the speed will be very good too. And finally, once again, you are required completing all tasks with getting expected outputs in 3 hours and a half. And that's the minimum requirement for you before taking the exam. Okay, now let's look at demo 1. In this part, 4 tasks are mentioned. And task 2.1 is about active standby failover on these two devices. And this one is the primary and active state, being in active state, and this one is being standby, being as standby. Okay. And this task is very easy. And then we come to task 2.3. The first one, 2.1. These two tasks belong to domain 1, the topic, domain 1. It's about ASA configuration. And ASA configuration is the most basic one. We have to do that first before we can bring the VPN up. Okay. And then we get back to task 2.3. It's about active failover on these two physical ASA. And we will use multiple mode deployment. Multiple contexts. Okay. And this task is not that hard too. After finishing those two tasks, we come to task 1.2, and we need to deploy AnyConnect VPN between the clients and ASA. Once it's established, traffic from sales client and finance organization to their individual server will be secure respectively. This one is for sales and this one is for finance. Okay. And finally, it is task 4.6, and we will configure NetFlow on router 9 and integrating with Stillwatch. We need to deploy NetFlow on router 9 to match and collect the specific traffic and export it to Stillwatch. In order to optimize the availability of the sales server by floating the ICMP traffic generated from the sales PC. And now you can see the dependence between those tasks, and they should be configured in the correct order before you can verify them and get the expected outputs. The right order. Okay. Okay, after the demo 1, let's take a look at demo 2. Three tasks are included. And this one is similar, you can say almost the same as task 2.1. It's about the same deployment active standby failover on these two different devices. Alright. And the next one is 2.4, which is about cluster deployment on these two physical SA. And we will use either channel technology and MAT technology. Also not a difficult task. Same as task 2.1 and 2.3. These two are belong to domain 1 topic as well. It's about ASA configuration. Alright. After that, we come to task 1.3, and we will deploy clientless SSL VPN between the clients and ASs. And once established, clients from marketing and engineering organization can securely access their server engineering here, and marketing here can securely access their own web server respectively. Okay, you can see the configuration order sequence. Alright. And next demo here is about an independent task which is task 1.4 about side-to-side IPsec VPN deployed on FTD1 and FTD2. Okay. And it's very easy. Couple of steps configuring on this device can get it done. Alright. And this demo 4 is including 5 tasks. And it's about AAA authentication. As we know, AAA authentication including 3 methods. The first one, MAB, which means MAC authentication bypass. And the second one, A02.1X. Also, you can name it as 31X. And the third one, web authentication. And here, task 3.1, it's asking us to deploy this method on switch 1, not the physical one, but a virtual one. This is a virtual device. Okay. And for this client onboarding. And the next is 4.1. It's about next generation IPS. And you will configure it. Here, the first thing we need to do is to integrate this device with FMC. And then we configure the steps on this device to allow the traffic from TechPC. Finally, TechPC need to access engineering server as well. So the traffic is go through this device. Alright. And the third one, task 4.3, is about AMP. And also, the connector, AMP connector will be installed on this client. So before you install, we need to do this task first to make this client PC get authenticated and authorized successfully first. Alright. And here, AMP will integrate with FMC as well. And the last two tasks, it's 3.5 and 4.5. These two tasks are configuring on router 13. And task 3.5 is about syslog, and you need to collect the pre-config tag to be this one, and this one is specified in the requirements. Alright. And then we need to deploy zone-based firewall on router 13 as well. After deploying zone-based firewall, we need to run hping3 command on the attack simulator to generate denial of service attack traffic and verify whether the zone-based firewall function is normal. Here, he will generate the traffic as denial of service for this target. Alright. And this is all about demo 4. And demo 5 contains two tasks. Task 3.2 and task 4.2. And using the other one authentication method, MAB, on this client, for this client. So MAB will deploy here. Virtual device, switch 4. And once get authenticated and authorized successfully, he will need to access the intranet server here. And you can see task 4.2 is about WCCP redirection, transparent direction, and he will be deployed on router 10. This interface and direction in. So once deployed WCCP on router 10, the original traffic will be redirected to WSA, and finally reach the destination server. Alright. And the last demo 6. Here, four tasks. And the first one, 1.5, is about flash VPN using VTI method and L2TP protocol to extend the network. These two devices. Alright. So once done that, we move to task 3.3. It's about the same authentication method as task 3.1. The dotted one X authentication on switch 7 for QA PC. And using here the trusted technology. So finally, QAPC need to once get authenticated and authorized successfully, it need to access the server, internet server as well. So you can see the traffic is go through these two devices. All right. And then task 4.3.4. 3.4, this is an independent task as well. It's about dynamic ARP inspection between router 5 and router 12. And between them, there is a device, virtual device, switch 3. And the direct connection here is brought by the ARP inspection access list with the wrong MAC address assigned. So we need to correct the MAC address, and once correct it, you can ping this destination IP from router 5. Okay. And the last task is about 4.4, and we will integrate DNA center with ISE to function the chipset technology. Okay. So now let's look at the updates between design 1 and design 2. As you can see in the picture, this is for design 1 and this is for design 2. Here is the main difference between design 1 and design 2. As you can see, the self-server is using TCP port A0A0 and located in data center 4, while finance server is using TCP port A0A0 and located in data center 5 here. And these are the info for design 1 topology. And on the other side, they just switch the location, the positions with changing the service port from TCP port A0 to be standard port TCP port A0 here. Sales, this is finance server located in data center 4 and sales server located in data center 5. Different port from the design one. Alright. So you can easily recognize them with this info, and once recognized, follow the answers of the exact one. Alright. And here are the minor change between D001 and D002 for each task. And let's check in details. This side is for D001 and the other side is for D002. For task 1.2 and task 1.5, they changed the info from idle timeout 1 day. Now 1 day used to be 2 days, and used to be using 80 users, and now we use internal servers. Okay, and for these two tasks, they just add these requirements. The others are remaining the same. And for these two, it's easy. You can see, like design situation, they switch used to be this one as primary and active device, and now this one changed to be this one as primary and active device. Alright, same as this task. Also for task 2.3, you can see used to be this context for sales and this context for finance, and now this, yeah, they switch the sales location, and similar as the previous tasks. Used to be ASA3 as master, and now ASA4 as master. And here used to be use this method, and now change it to be this one. Alright. And here the same situation. Nothing changed for this task. And for this task, different tag name and message level is different. And for this task, the issue occur on different device. Used to be switch 4 and now router 10. Okay, and for task 4.1, used to requiring logging at the beginning only, and now requiring both. And also add one more requirement is inspection policy of security over connectivity. Alright, and for this one, used to be ingress traffic flow and now to be egress. Used to be ingress and now egress or egress. And for this is about WSA, and this is about AMP, task 4.3. Previously using protect policy and now using audit policy. And for DNC, DNA center task used to be HTTP service only and now 2 service at this one. And for this task, no change. For the task 4.6, same like task 4.2, used to be egress traffic flow and now to be ingress traffic flow. Okay, the remaining 4 choice questions are the same, still the same, are remaining the same. Alright. And here are some preparation tips. Most of them are mentioned in the previous session. Just one thing, do the needful improvement on the familiarity of the solution. And finally, configure all tasks correctly and rapidly with getting all outputs. After that, passing the exam will be right around the corner. And the current CCIE number is 67,700, which is updated on August 18. And we are expecting that you will become the next one. So join us now and start your CCIE Security Lab journey today. Now let's look at some Security Lab exam fail cases. Here are some common reasons for fails. Time management issue, which means not having enough time to finish all tasks. This is one of the most common reasons. That's why we keep asking candidates to finish all tasks within 3 hours and a half before they take the exam. Typos, as well as missing configuration or configuring wrongly, is another main reason for fails. Because once happened to that, candidates usually could not find out the issue and solve it in a short time, so very much time will be wasted by doing troubleshooting. And both these two reasons are exactly due to the poor familiarity of the solution. Thus, now you know the importance of that. Once again, it's all about the familiarity of the solution, nothing more. Also, there were a few candidates failed the exam due to not 100% following our solution. All these reasons mentioned can easily get avoided if you are 100% following our steps and solution, and it will never be that hard to achieve the pass. Here is a study plan for you, and you will get more details in the guideline files once you start the preparation with us. Your Cisco account will get updated after you pass the written exam within a couple of days, and then you can log in the Schedule Lab website to check the availability of exam slots. Usually they will be booked by candidates very fast. So book one according to your plan now and make it happen soon. We will be standby here for you. And here are some security lab exam pass reports. And you can see in this location. This is from Bangalore. Yesterday, August 23. And this is from St. Joe's. Alright, Mexico, Brussels, and Tokyo, Richardson. And this one should be in Beijing. Alright. And here are some good comments from our candidates. And here, the same thing. Okay, now this live stream focuses on CCIE security certification, and we are SPOTO dedicated to IT certification service for 20 years. Our final goal is to help you obtain the certification by providing you accurate materials, very good guidelines, and tutor support. Are you looking forward to advance your career and increase the salary? If yes, our CCIE Security Lab package is really an opportunity for you. Our plan is to help you to pass this exam in 3 months or even less time, as we do have some candidates who have passed the exam around 1 month in their first attempts. Only for today's live sale, you are taking advantage of a very special discount and get the CCIE Security Lab package at $1,450, saving you $550. So do not hesitate and do not miss this chance, as the offer is time limited and will be explained in 24 hours. After that, it will be returned back to the original one. So you can join our group and contact our admin for the very special offer, and do not miss this chance. Okay. Okay. If you still have any other questions, feel free to let me know in the comment. For more questions, please join the group and ping us there. Alright, if you have no further questions, that's gonna be all for today. We really hope that it can be very helpful for you. If you love this stream and consider it as very helpful and useful, hit the like button, comment it, and subscribe it. If you want to know more about other IT certifications, welcome to join our group and contact our admin here. Once again, we are SPOTO and we have been providing dedicated IT certification service for 20 years. Thank you all for joining today, and I am looking forward to helping you achieve your goals. Have a nice day and see you next time. Bye.